Well, hi everyone, Shaun Humphries here. Welcome to All Things Retirement. Well, in this video, I'm going to cover an important question. The question really is, can I retire? When's the earliest I can retire? I think that's a really common question for all of us. I don't think it matters how much you love your work. There's always going to be aspects of your job that can be a bit of a grind, and there's always a day that comes up where you go, man, I think I want to exit out of here. So before you make that decision, I think it's important that you just reflect on a few really important considerations, and I'm going to cover off those considerations in this video. Now, if you're new to our channel, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss future content. And if you want to access free resources, just go to our homepage. There's a link to our website where you can get to our homepage, and there's resources there that deal with the retirement planning journey. Well, there's a lot of things that go into the retirement decision. And like I said, before you take the leap, and it is a leap, it's one of the most important and consequential financial decisions that you'll make. I mean, there's other ones, whether it's your career, cost for education, starting a family, but certainly the transition from full-time work to retirement is a very big decision. And it's one of those decisions that when you make it, it is so big, and there's so many things that you trigger that it's very difficult to undo that decision. Yeah, you can take some steps back if you made some tactical errors in that decision, but ideally you don't want to do that. So pre-planning is really important. So what are some things you should consider? So I'll cover off a few that I think are really important. So the first one is make sure that you've really honed in to your financial security calculations. Some of you love spreadsheets and love doing calculations, and there's lots of great resources on the internet to help you with retirement planning forecasts. And some of you are fortunate enough that you've got government benefits and a great defined benefit pension plan, so you kind of know already that your ongoing income security is assured, is looked after. But for those of you who are having to save money for your retirement, building up your investment portfolio, there's some important calculations that you need to do. So if you haven't done it already, then you need to hire a retirement income planning specialist to help you with that exercise, and if you don't feel you have the skills to do it. And as well, if you go to our homepage, you can find out how you can get a simple, basic forecast on whether you're tracking in the right direction and what the financial ripple effect will be for you if you retire early. So that's the first consideration. What are the financial impacts? Make sure you calculate that before you take the leap. Now, the next piece deals with the social, relational, psychological aspects of the transition. So I've been helping clients for a long time navigate the transition. I've said in previous videos that I think the people that handle the transition the best are people that handle it as a gradual transition. So ideally, before you retire, maybe a few years before you retire, give consideration to whether it's volunteer work, developing a side hustle, part-time work, maybe starting your own business, contract work. It's really important you think through the transition. So when I reflect on it, the clients that have really handled the transition the best, I think, are the people that have made it a gradual transition. It's not a toggle switch. We've had that discussion before in videos. It's a gradual transition because the maintenance of relationships, the sense of purpose and meaning that many people get through their work is really important to continue. So even though you may be done with your current organization or your current full-time work, there's always a backup plan that will allow you to do a gradual transition, so I encourage you to do that. The next area is to get ruthless on your budgeting. And we've got lots of videos we've created on different aspects of cash flow planning, but I can't underscore enough just how important it is to look at your budget. So you need to lean into that, track your expenses, get clear on your basic non-negotiable expenses, your discretionary expenses, build in some assumptions around inflation, make sure you're clear on the taxes, and make sure that you are ruthless and clear-eyed in this calculation. You don't want to make any mistakes, and you want to make sure that you are taking into account, like I said, the tax and inflation impacts. Again, if you feel a little bit out of your element in this category, hire a retirement income planning specialist. Again, you can go to our website to find out how you can access some consulting in that area as well. The next area you want to look at is your investment portfolio. So for those of you who have saved for retirement and you're getting close to that toggle switch or the transition to retirement, there are a lot of things that you need to begin doing in your investment strategy planning. Before you retire, your investment planning is relatively simple. You add money to your account, you let it compound and grow, And I'm not saying it's easy. I mean, the discipline of saving money is hard when there's so many other competing things for our money. But it's easy compared to what you need to do when you retire. So as you get closer to retirement, your portfolio needs to begin contemplating, and you need to be contemplating, the next phase, which is deaccumulation. And the deaccumulation phase is pulling money out of your portfolio. And so one of the biggest risks for retirees is pulling money out of the portfolio at the same time that their portfolio is not doing well, or there's market corrections or a downturn. Now, there are strategies that you can utilize to protect you against that. Again, we have videos on our channel talking about cash wedge, income wedge strategies specifically on this area. So I'd encourage you to go to those videos, and I'll have a link in the show notes to some helpful videos in that topic. So again, if you're out of your element in that area, make sure you talk to a retirement income planning specialist who can walk you through the portfolio design aspects before you get to retirement. And one more comment about that topic is that it is a real head shift to go from accumulating assets and building assets for retirement and then deaccumulation of assets. Even when the numbers are looking good for you and you've been conservative in your assumptions around deaccumulation, it's still a difficult transition for many retirees to initiate, going from saving money and seeing their portfolio grow to spending their money and seeing that portfolio sort of plateau, and maybe even seeing the goose that lays the golden egg going down a little bit every year as he transitions through the retirement periods. So I think that those are some of the things that I'd think about when you think about whether you should retire right away. I certainly think that, again, the aspect of a transition to me makes an awful lot of sense, and you don't want to be irrational, emotional about the decision. We all have tough times at work. Work is not always great. Even the best of jobs can be challenging at times. But if you do your homework, and you begin doing your homework well before the retirement transition, then when you are ready to make that transition, you can do it with confidence and peace of mind. So I hope you found the video helpful. Again, if you are looking for additional resources on retirement income planning, go to our website where you can find those resources. If you're looking for a complimentary retirement forecast just to see whether you're tracking in the right direction, go to our homepage as well to find out how you can get that forecast. Anyway, wishing you all the best in your retirement and overall wealth planning journey. You take care. Bye-bye.